Hey guys, how's it going? Um, so, um, a while back, a couple of months ago, I did a rant video, and I mentioned that there was going to be another part to the video, and I never actually really finished it. I had a couple of ideas because there's a lot that I have to say, but I could just never figure it out and never word it properly, and so I just decided that I was going to just let it go and just kind of leave it until something else happened. Well, today, something happened that I'm really proud of myself for. But there is one other thing I do have to talk about. I'm going to be finishing my high school, so I'm going to be a little bit more busy than usual. So I don't know how that's going to affect my videos. Right now, it's only 2 days a week, so I don't think it's going to affect it too much. But if things get a little bit slower, that is why. So I do apologize in advance. I just wanted to touch on that real quick before I forget. So basically, what I wanted to talk about is the way I was raised is, first off, you respect your elders. And secondly, you don't, it's wrong no matter how you look at it, but I was really raised that you don't bully people, and especially elders or children or anything like that. You don't do it, especially with people that are older. It's really disrespectful. And these are one of the things that I really strongly believe in, that it's wrong. And I think that anybody who picks on somebody just because they want to pick on somebody, they're just a coward for doing so. That being said, I live in an apartment building that's predominantly older couples. Not like an retirement home type thing, like it is just a regular apartment building. But most of the people here are older. And I kind of like that because for the most part, it's less drama and people are more friendly and stuff. And I like that because I'm a really friendly person. So anyway, I have a neighbor who's this really sweet old lady. She's so nice. And the first couple times I met her, I kind of noticed that she was a little bit skittish, if you know what I mean. Like very nervous and just like very tense. Just, like almost like a nail, like just scared of like everything. And I mean, everybody's different. I'm kind of shy too, but I kind of thought it was a little bit off because I was just like, like, you're so sweet. Why? Like, it was almost like she was afraid of me, if you know what I mean. Like, very just nervous. And so today, we were hanging out in the living room, having coffee before my bestie was getting ready for work. And we heard all this loud banging on the wall, and it was just like shaking the apartment. So it's kind of like, what is going on? Like, that's unusual. We haven't really heard a huge amount of noise here. So I went outside my door, and somebody was walking down the hallway, and that old lady had popped her head out the door. And I had asked her if she was okay, because obviously, like that's where the noise was coming from. And I could see that visibly she was shooken up. And she started to tell me that this chick had basically been pounding on her door, threatening her. And anyway, the girl ended up coming back down the hallway, and it made me feel so bad because this old lady was so afraid that she was trying to make up a fake conversation with me because she was so afraid of this girl. And to me, that's just sickening on its own. But anyway, this chick ended up going right into this old lady's house, pushing her through the door right in her face. This little old woman, she's got to be, like in her 60s. And this chick's around my age. I'm 22. Like, really, it's just ridiculous. So, of course, being me, that I'm a loudmouth and I don't take people's crap lightly. I've never have and I never will. Of course, I said something. And basically, I'm going to keep it G-rated here because obviously it was not G-rated when it was happening. I was basically, the gist was, what the hell is wrong with you? Why are you doing this? Like, are you stupid? Kind of thing. My plan was to kind of get the attention off the old woman and center it on me. That may sound kind of silly, but I'm very thick-skinned. I've been bullied a lot. I've been picked on a lot, and it doesn't bother me. It doesn't affect me. You could sit there and call me a fat cow, a fat whatever. It doesn't bother me because, it's whatever. I don't care. that being said, like, I am a very thick-skinned individual, and I'm, part of my language, but I'm a bitch. First one to admit it. Like, I try to be as sweet as I possibly can. But, there is a line. And when it gets crossed, I have no problem getting in somebody's face and telling them how it is and how they're going to get there. That's just how I am. I've always been that way. That being said, though, there's a time and a place for everything. And this chick ended up turning on me, coming towards me. Now, I'm a very defensive kind of person. And one thing that I really, and I mean, nobody obviously likes this, but one thing that's kind of a trigger for me that will really, really upset me is if you're angry at me and let's say we're arguing or you're threatening somebody else, if you turn and come towards me, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to defend myself because in my mind, you're going to hurt me. Like that's what I feel. So I'm going to do whatever I can to defend myself because I've been in a lot of situations where, like I've gotten seriously hurt by older individuals when I was a kid and things like that. I witnessed a lot of abuse, physically and mentally. So I guess my mindset is a little bit different than a lot of other people's because for me, these kinds of situations, they tend to kind of like make me go from like 1 to 10, if you know what I mean. Like in anger, I just kind of like snap and it's like, oh my God, like I'm livid. Anyway, in the past couple of years, because I do kind of have anger issues, I've tried my best to kind of work it down that, like I don't want to be blowing my top on somebody, like that's not right. It's not right for anybody to do that. So basically what I ended up doing with her coming at me, it was basically like a laugh in your face kind of thing. Like really, like if you're going to threaten me, like you're not even worth my time. So I ended up talking to my superintendent and I ended up having to phone the police because she was just going psycho down the hallway. That being said, this situation had nothing to do with me. I'm the type of person that, I'm trying not to let my emotions get the best of me because I'm getting infuriated. But, I've always been the type of person that stands up for what I believe in. And if I'm seeing something that's wrong, I'm not going to just let it go. And especially in a situation like this, normally if there's a kerfuffle outside my apartment and it's got nothing to do with me, as long as they're not banging on my door or screaming and disrupting my life, I'm not really going to say anything. I'm going to let it go because it's not any of my business. But when it comes to messing with somebody who's obviously older, and this woman's got like a heart condition, she's got high anxiety, like she's a troubled old lady, but she's so sweetly, like it's just ridiculous to me that people actually do this kind of shit. Pardon my language, but honestly, I think in this situation, it is okay to use a little bit of curse words. So bear with me because I'm sorry, but this is something I do not take lightly. And I also want to point out too that I'm really, really proud of myself because that old lady seriously put a note under my door thanking me. This chick has been bullying everybody in this building. I still have people coming up and thanking me for phoning the police because nobody else has been able to do anything because they're scared of this chick. That being said, if you see something that's being done that's wrong and you know it's morally wrong, you need to stand up and put an end to it. Because really, situations like this can get so out of hand. Thankfully, nobody was hurt, but that old lady could have been harmed. She could have, either had a heart attack or that girl could have beaten her up. And to know that I could have just walked away and something serious could have happened, I just wouldn't be able to live with myself in that. So I'm very proud of what I'm doing. But I do have something to say to these idiots who think that they can bully people like this and that they can disrespect their elders and shit like this. It is wrong. And you are a coward for doing this kind of shit. And I hope you rot in hell for this. Because it is ridiculous. And I swear to God, I hope all of you have all your eyes stabbed out. I really do. Because seriously, it's like hitting a child. It's wrong. It is wrong. And I'm so sick and tired of this happening. You hear it everywhere. And it's just ridiculous that people seriously can go on with themselves, living with themselves by bullying others. How the hell does that make you feel good about yourself? Knowing that you have some old lady terrified to walk out of her home? You have taken the safety of her home away. Your home is a sanctuary and you've ruined that for somebody. That is just sick. It is sick. Just sick. And you have no soul. If you're happy living your life like that, making everybody around you miserable. But I will say this, you've now opened a can of worms because I've lost everything. So there's nothing you can take from me. And you are not going to take away my sanctuary, because I will fight and fight and fight. I am probably one of the most stubborn people we will ever come across. I've never given up a fight. I have never ever lost, and I'm not starting now. So now there's going to be a change in this place, because where I'm living, it ain't going to happen. But I want everybody that watches this video to take this as a lesson. And when you see something that's happening that's wrong, and you know you need to stand up, you need to stand up. Don't just be like, oh, whatever. No, stand up. Stand up for what you believe in. You know it's wrong, you do something about it. Because if you don't, and something does happen, that will rest on your conscience. And I'm telling you, it feels really good to stand up for somebody else, and it feels really good to stand up for yourself. And in these kinds of situations, it is right to stand up. It is. And really, you're just as much as a coward if you don't. And some people aren't going to like me saying that, but I'm sorry, in these kinds of situations, when you have stuff like this going on, it's your job. It's your job to say something. And I'm not telling people to go out there and get into fights and stuff like that. I am not saying that. But in doing what I did, I ended it. The situation's done. It's done. If I had just walked away, I can almost guarantee you that she still would have been causing havoc outside my door. Because the only reason she stopped was because I put an end to it. So, moral of the story here is, first off, respect your freaking elders. Because this disrespectful shit needs to stop. You guys were raised properly. You should be, sorry, I'm getting messed up with my words here. This generation that I'm apparently from is so disrespectful, it's disgusting. If I had kids, they would not be like this, because there would be no way in hell I would put up with it. When it comes to somebody that's older than you, whether you know them, you don't, never seen them in your life, it doesn't freaking matter. You don't know their goddamn story. So you don't go being disrespectful for no freaking reason. It's ridiculous. Somebody says something to you don't like, whatever, walk away. You're the bigger person anyway. But there is no need to bully somebody else. It is ridiculous. It's sickening. There's just no need for it. So I want to take a stand. And I want people to agree with me here. This needs to stop. So many lives are being ended because people cannot handle what's going on to them because they get tortured. I was one of them. I got bullied so bad in school, I dropped out because I couldn't handle it. But you know what though? I'm still here. Right here. Looking at this camera. At you. So I'm living proof that doesn't matter what somebody says. Don't lose the fight. Win. And you know how you win? By standing strong. Who cares what somebody else says? Hey, I'm some freaking chunky spider freak, basically. That's what some people think of me. Doesn't stop me. I still live my life to the fullest. I'm still out there buying teas. I'm still out there making friends. I'm still doing my thing. Who cares what other people think? I don't give a shit. I could care less. You don't like me? Oh well. Suck a lemon. That's how I feel about it. I'm on a bad hair day apparently too. So, as I was saying, main moral here is stop bullying, stop being so goddamn well disrespectful, and stand up for what you believe in. And when you know something's wrong, you need to put an end to it. That's the main thing here. And I am so glad that I was here and that I was able to stop this and that lady can have a peaceful night of sleep. And if I ever hear her being harassed again, I can guarantee you my fat ass will be out there fighting right beside her, and I don't even know her. But I'm not just going to walk away. It's not going to happen, because that's how I was raised. And that's how you guys should be too. When you know something's wrong, you can put an end to it. It's all on you, not anybody else. It's on you. You have the power to change things. You have the power to control your fate. So you can take that in your hands and do what you want to do with it. In my case, I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing, and Every time I see something like this happen, I can guarantee you I will be putting a stop to it. Even if it means risking myself. Because at least I'm doing the right thing. And that's what matters to me. So, this concludes my little second part of the rant. And all you little coward bullies out there, karma's a bitch. And it will get you. And I really hope that when karma does get you, she gets you nice and slowly. And that's all I have to say.